Hello everyone, I'm Pav, the Rising VTuber and artist. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on page 9 of the comic that we've been doing. Gonna need to do a little bit of restructuring here. So, the panel structure is fine. What I'm gonna need to do is to figure out some way to both communicate, like, the problem is, right, I didn't include any windows in the last page for this 10th thing. And that's a problem because the windows here are like what would have shown everyone like all of the action, right? So now I'm wondering if instead of using the windows, I might not be able to use like some kind of like shadow against the tent. Like, hang on, shadow against tent. Is that a thing that I can look up without getting something weird as a search result? Please. Hang on. Yeah, like this. Check this out. Ooh, this one's even better actually. Hang on. The only issue that I can think of is that it won't show up with some people as clearly as with other results. Or like with the other way that I had, right? I was wondering why I was expecting to get like an inappropriate result, and now I remember why. It's because of that one scene in Austin Powers. I remember distinctly that there was like a scene in an Austin Powers movie where they were like, where it was like silhouettes against the tent, and it was like weird for some reason. And I haven't seen those movies in ages. The person who introduced me to those movies was actually my friend in middle school. He was a huge fan of them, and he was like, "Yo, man, you got to tap in." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, we'll watch them together." And then we did, and it was great because like we were, I feel like Austin Powers has some adult humor, but it's mostly just goofy fun. That being said, if they try to reboot Austin Powers, I think we might actually need to burn down Hollywood. I don't know why. I feel like those movies are like a time capsule, Trying to like bring them back out should be done with like the equivalent with the same gravitas and taboonas. Is that a word? Is that a thing? Like taboonas? With the same sort of trepidation that you would like cracking open a 200-year-old ice cube that has bacteria in it. I think that was like one of the reasons why people are so anxious to explore the Arctic is because like, well, first of all, the melting ice caps are doing nobody any favors. And two, that there's like bacteria hidden beneath that was like a huge thing for global warming, is that there's like bacteria hidden within the ice caps that we haven't seen in millennia. And unfortunately, as it turns out, because they haven't been seen in a millennia, we basically have zero resistance against them. I don't know, maybe it'll be some kind of like Dragon Ball Z style situation where the bacteria is like, for thousands of years I lay dormant, and then we have like, we're like triple vaccinated for COVID. We have like our annual flu shots. We have like the polio vaccine and everything. And the 400-year-old virus is like, man, what the fuck? I hope we don't have to deal with that situation, but if we do end up having to deal with it, I think that would be the funniest possible outcome. I was talking about Austin Powers, I think. I don't know when I got sidetracked by this. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna make this thing twist upward like this. So that way the action of like busting through is not so strange. Oh yeah, I remember now that I made like Horatio's horn be the thing that like pierces through the cloth. Oh man. I usually am pretty good at remembering like the bits that I do in a page, but sometimes I like surprise myself, and that's always the best part. Genuinely, you need to make enough things that you forget the things that you've made, so that when you revisit them, you can feel that kind of like amazement, right? I know a lot of people don't like listening to recordings of themselves. Like they don't like having to hear their own voice, or they don't like basically like the things they make, right? I tend to generally like the things that I make myself. There's obviously some art that I would feel like embarrassed to publish, not because of like its content, but just like the quality, or like it wouldn't even be embarrassment, so to speak. I feel like it would be more like sheepishness, like it'd be like showing your baby pictures, like, all right, now let's put the photo album away. That sort of feeling. I don't know if I made the horn too big, but I feel like it's worth it just to kind of like emphasize that. And it's a good thing that we don't have like an actual mechanism for holding up Horatio's glasses. Otherwise, this would actually be really painful. Okay, just kind of bunching the fabric up like this. Okay, all of it kind of dragging behind here. Did I remember to turn on the time lapse for this one? I did. I must have set it up while I was adding the frames to the comic. Okay. Hmm. If I can kind of just nice, that was a perfect curve. But what I also wanted to do a little bit was to kind of like have like the hang on. I wanted to have like a bunch of bumps along the way too. Like somebody's like crashing around and thrashing in there. Yeah, like somewhere around here would be perfect. Okay. Those folds don't look quite right. Let me retry those a little bit. Okay, and then I wanted to have like the door, the one of the flaps on this one fully open, rather than having the tent door be rolled up like that. There we go. And then just kind of close it out over here. Perfect. Okay. Then next up, let's see. I could probably take care of the inside parts of this while I'm doing the coloring, but I feel like that would. I feel like I'm gonna kick myself in the future for leaving it to future Pabs, but that's his problem. I've worked overtime today. I'm not in the mood to do all of that. Yeah, something's bugging me as well about this flap here. It doesn't look like it's an open door flap, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's say the door is like this, right? That would mean that in order for it to flap outward, it would need to be like this. Okay, cutting it here. Then over here. I need to make like a secondary loop here. Okay. The tent flappy door thingies, curtains. The word I'm looking for is probably curtains. Do those usually have like a lot of give to them? Like, is it usually like a sort of both? Like this side is also unattached, or is it only like the middle side? I feel like both sides would have to be unattached, right? Unless, huh? I feel like then the right move would be to make this curve a little bit more, a little less sharp at least up there, and instead of try to focus on having a kind of corner just like the one that we had up here, lower down so that it looks a little bit more like a door. Actually, this is also a good idea. Making the door threshold just a little bit lower, and then up. Perfect. Let me clean this up a little. You know, fabric is one of those things like where when once you get the hang of it, it becomes a lot more fun than it was at first. I truly do believe that. Like I struggled a lot with I mean I still do, right? Occasionally I still struggle a lot with like how fabric and clothing behaves. But I've gotten a good handle on it after some time, right? So now I feel much better, much more confident about the way that I handle them. Something about this doesn't seem... Actually, speaking of the like consistency and continuity, can I check the page 2 real quick just so I can make sure that I did in fact not give these things windows? They do not have windows. Let's effing go. Ooh, wait, but they do have doors, I think. Hold on, let me reopen page 2. Okay, no, wait, they'd be in Horatio's tent, so the... Wait, no. No, they're in one of, like, these ones. Here. Fudge. Alright, so what's the, hold on. What is the play here, exactly? I feel like I would have to... Like, I would have to go back and redo some parts of this, but that's not really an appealing idea, but I guess it's what I need to do. Let me take a quick look at the layout again, just so I know that I'm not tripping. Okay, no, this is the one to the right of these, which is where the vehicles are stored. I might have screwed the pooch a little on this one. To be fully real with you, I might have beefed this one a little. Okay then, so I guess the move would be to really quickly and dirtily. Okay, we need to go. Okay, we have to lock in a little bit. All right, we do have to lock in just a tiny amount. A non-insignificant degree of locking in. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move, or rather remove, some of these lines. Oh god, am I also going to need to redo the one? Okay. Okay. I'm thinking. Because this might need to be like a rather large overhaul. Okay, so let's retrace our steps just a tiny amount, right? Inside of this tent, it is triangular and squarish. It is... fuck, I need to redo the lines here. And of a lot of other things too, but that's fine. Okay. Not too bad. For this one, we would just need to replace the like more rigid panels here with like curved ones. That's literally all we would need to do. Next, however, would be giving the kind of like background color here, because like this is not like I'm imagining like a color kind of like this one here. What's up with this thing here? Hang on, select layer. Which one of these? The color from layer. No, that's not right. Where's this? Oh, hell. Alright, I've got an idea. Hang on. I'm going to use the Lookify tool. There we go. Crisis averted. Whatever. Right. The restructuring. We're still going to need to redo some stuff here. So primary point one being that we can't have these kind of shutters on there. We need to have it be just like a simple doorway. Maybe a little wider than this. Make it a touch bigger. Then the thing we're going to need to do next is we're going to need to replace the color on the tents here. So that'll be, okay, they don't show up in this bottom panel, so I did a good job there. Okay. Now, which part of these governs the color of the tents? Not this one, not this one. This one? No. Building side, building shadow. Oh, here we go. Okay, so select color gamut. All of these ones, we're going to effective immediately replace the kind of like pure white color of them with this kind of like drabbish color. Let me turn on my nightlight so I can make sure that I'm not completely boinking this. Okay, for this one we can use the Milli pen because the treasure chest needs to stay the same color. Okay, the next. Oh, I accidentally got this part too. All right, let me go back and redo that part. Okay, the next we need to unselect the rest of this so that we have some peace. And we are going to increase saturation by a lot, change this to kind of like a greenish tint. That is not greenish. Okay, that's closer. Warmer, colder, warmer. Then we're going to need to drop luminosity by like a lot. There we go. While we're at it, we might as well do a little bit of extra TLC for Horatio's tent. Just so that one has like a little bit more contrast. Hang on. Just going to do something really funny very quickly here. I like that I have to have one of these at least like once per issue, where I'll be like 8 pages deep, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, did I remember to do this thing?" And obviously I didn't. Okay, then over here we need to go back down here. Okay. Hold on, we can fix up a little bit of sun here too while we're at it. But okay, yeah, this is the first thing we're gonna need to change. Thankfully, that was an easy fix. Okay, so we've resolved the issue of continuity with the color of the tent. Next, we need to resolve the issue of the continuity with like the shape of it. So here we need to make it less rigid and make it more. How big is this guy? You know what? That works. Hell, nobody's perfect. All right. Guess what we're going to do is we're going to grab possibly a circle tool, actually. Hang on. That might not be a bad idea to just use the ellipsis. Love this shape, the corkle. Alright. The only issue that I can foresee is just like the arc of it being somewhat difficult to manage. But even that, I think, is not like a world-ending scenario per se. Okay, we can probably grab this half of it. Let that go for now. Bring these guys back a touch. Redraw vector line. Width. We redraw vector line width. I need like a more sensitive brush. Hang on. Okay. There we go. And then thicken it up back here. Perfect. Now all we need to do is grab this, make it smaller. And then comes the fun part, which is that we need to rearrange the shadows on this sucker now. Or at least this panel. Okay. That's going to be at least this one. Well, no, this one is fine as it is. It's probably going to be mainly this one. The tricky part is going to be like aligning everything. You know, I've been watching a lot of the VODs of the latest GDQ event, right? If you don't know, if you've never heard of GDQ before, GDQ is this annual, actually seasonal, I believe, event called Games Done Quick. So the whole thing is that it's like an extravaganza of different speed runs for a variety of games. You know, some of them are like games that have been around forever, like Mario 64, and some of them are more recent ones. Like I remember I saw somebody doing like a Lies of P run, for example. And it's great because in addition to just having it be like that display of mastery, right? It's also for a charity benefit. So in the one that I think like I think the funds raised by it go towards researching cancer, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of medical research related fund, but yes, all of it does go to charity. And I've just been watching a lot of the VODs from that one because I feel like it's cohesive enough that I can follow it. Like they are kind enough to like walk me through everything, but not something that I'm so interested in that I can't like tear my attention away from it. Also, we did now finish this circle thing with way less issues than I had imagined. Thank you, Celsius, for the liquefy tool. Fuck you for mostly everything else. Listen, I don't mean to antagonize the hand that. I guess I can't really call it the hand that feeds me. I don't make a living off of art. What would this be then? The hand that entertains me? The hand that does like little shadow puppet things on the wall? The hand. Sando. But yeah, not to bite a hand. Not necessarily the one that feeds me, just a hand. But so many of Celsius's marketing decisions and business decisions are kind of bogus. Oh shit. Hang on. I gotta check on something real quick. Is everybody okay? Yeah, no, okay. That guy just had like the panel sighting shadow on his face for some reason. How about you, dorks? Still good? Alright, keep on rocking. Oh yeah, you might have noticed that I'm still in my Yakuza duds. That is by intention. I realized after I played back the VOD. Oh right, I still have to do the lineup for this page. I realized after playing back the VODs that I accidentally covered myself up almost entirely with rice beasts, which was a swag move on my part, but perhaps not the cleverest, right? You know, in terms of showing off the model. Right, okay, the line art here. What's cool about this is that I also don't need to draw as... Oh, wait, no, I'm drawing all of these back in once I, what do you call, once I... Come on, brain. Once I get to the flat stage. But yeah, speaking of that, we're gonna do a fun thing here where I'm going to basically put the drawing outside of the panel. I try not to do too many of these because logistically they're kind of a nightmare. But broadly speaking, I can do whatever I want. Within reason. But yeah, no, the cool thing about these panels is that I can't put them inside of the normal frame folders. So that has some upsides and downsides. They are generally still, like, once... The upside is that I can make something look really cool by having it pop out of the panel. The page that Raph posted today, for example, that was an example of where I had to do a trick with it. And I think I also had a couple of other ones, at least in one of the panels. I don't remember which one it was, but basically it lets me do a couple of cool things. So, like I said, the main thing is that it gives this idea of like being larger than the panel itself. You know, it has a lot of power when you do this. But the downside is that once you get to the coloring stage, the vector lines from the frames, right, those don't go away. They are very much still there. And what that means is that whenever you would try to, say, for example, fill in a color, it'll get stopped by the line here. And ditto for shading, ditto for, well, just about everything. You can see here even that when I draw a vector line, it's still treating the frame panel as an intersection point. Now, naturally, this also does have its upsides. You know, in case I do want to have like only part of it coming out of the panel, that would be very helpful. But then the issue becomes of... Well, no, I guess there's not a whole lot of panel overlap. I think the worst offender is going to be a ratio over here, actually. But yeah, the good news is that once we kind of get the ball rolling, it's not really that big of a deal. Oh yeah. Did y'all like the thumbnail that I made for Yakuza 0 last weekend? I am very proud of it. I finally made a new stream thumbnail file. Specifically for like the gaming streams. I am going to make it a little bit more high resolution. So this time, instead of making it exactly like 1080 by 1920, I made it double that. So hopefully the quality is going to bump up even more. I do want to go a little bit ham with the Yakuza thumbnails. I'm not gonna lie. I like this series a lot for a guy who's only played a spin-off game. So I want to do something special for it. God, I back when I was like initially making like the Street Fighter 6 thumbnails, I was like, and like the schedule sketches too, right? I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. I eventually I'll be able to make like a compilation of these and put it out for that sweet content farming. The only problem is that I don't know how to format that. Like I like none of the social medias that I use have like now have enough space, right? I would have to do it in like a series if I wanted to do it in Tumblr, right? I think Tumblr's maximum image number per post is 30 images. Like once you hit that amount, you need to stop basically. It cold stops you. Twitter has 4. If I made a thread of every single schedule sketch, I would need to make that about 10 replies long for a year's worth. And frankly, that feels like I'd be clogging somebody's timeline. But no, there's no such thing as bad press, but even then I would still feel rather inconsiderate, huh? I was also thinking of doing it like a video. Have you ever seen those videos where somebody times like a striking motion in the video to music? I don't mean like AMVs, but like I remember there was this one picture, this like one Vine compilation that was set to Mr. Blue Sky, and it was like all the ones where like somebody got like where somebody dropped something really hard or like they like bumped their head against something. Man, I used to say that I missed Vine, but looking back at it now, that is kind of like the microcosm of where this bullshit started, huh? It was like one of the four horsemen of video first platforming. What sucks about video first platforming, if I may gripe for a minute, is that sometimes they're not even good videos. The video first in a lot of cases doesn't mean that you'll actually find anything. It'll just mean that if it's particularly popular, you'll just like get your search results clogged by, goobers trying to game the algorithm. Nobody wants that. Like, for example, right, I was trying to do a bit of research into the Winchester Mystery House. Now, if you've never heard of this thing before, there was this woman, right? Have you heard of the Winchester Gun Company? Like the Winchester, the gun manufacturer. I think it was either like one of the heiresses or one of the in-laws to somebody who like was an heir to the Winchester family fortune or whatever. Anyway, she was a widower, and after I think she was a widower at least. I did not read the story that carefully. I mainly looked at the pictures, which is one. But basically, because she was an heiress, or like she had a lot of money from her family who made guns to get their riches, she had a deep kind of guilt and terror of the lives that were taken because of her family's fortune, right? So she was like, oh my god, we've made things that kill people, and I'm deadly concerned that the ghosts of those people, well, this is how the legend goes, right? At least there are a couple of conflicting ideas, but we'll get to those in a minute. But yeah, the idea is that she had a lot of anxiety about the effectively people who were killed by the weapons that her family manufactured, that she decided to build a massive house. Like, this is one of the biggest houses ever. She just kept building and building and building it, and it's very windy and weird and strange because allegedly the reason she built it that way was because she wanted to effectively confuse the ghosts who entered her home for her own safety. There's actually a couple of different theories about like why she built it the way she did. Like I said, the kind of like most well-known legend is that she was afraid of the ghosts that would haunt her family. But some people actually took to it and realized that there's a lot of like interesting mathematical aspects of it, which almost seemed like a puzzle rather than a proper mystery. I like to think that it was a little bit of both, right? When you realize the extent to like which you have hurt people, even indirectly, right? Like she technically never killed anyone, right? She never like picked up a gun but herself. Well, she might have, but not to hurt people, right? It might have been more of a curiosity thing or like an inspection thing, but she never like tried to hurt anyone herself. But realizing that she was benefiting from something that did hurt people, I can't imagine the kind of guilt that gives you, right? So I feel like it was in part that and her own kind of leveraging what she liked about, her own kind of ideas and interests, adding those to this large, all consuming project that was kind of like her own way of atonement. I don't know. That's how I want to look at it, but there's probably nobody knows for sure, right? She's long gone from this world. It's hard to say for sure. So it's an intriguing story, right? But yeah, the house is effing huge. This is also part of the legend. She apparently never stopped working on it, like 24/7, every day of the week. She was like building and constructing it, only taking breaks to sleep and eat. And like that seems a little far fetched for just a random person to be able to do. But then like you see the size of the house and you're like, oh, okay, no, so maybe she did have that dog in her. I like how a ratio is so big that you can't even see Hawk's hands. Oh, fiddlesticks. I just realized something. I might need to redraw the grenades here because I do want to make them much more like the hockey puck design. I say hockey puck, that's not really what they're shaped like either, is it? They're kind of... They're kind of like shaped like discuses. My bad, I was spaced out for a second. Where's the... Ah, here it is. It might not be a bad idea to like make these in 3D. That might be something we do real quick. I feel like that would save me a lot more time than trying to like brute force a perspective on this. What? I mean, how are we doing for time? 8:06. You know what? I bet we can do it. Hang on. Let me launch Blender real quick. Let me start the old Steam card. Where's the Blender element? Ah, here we go. There we go. Good old Blender. My sworn nemesis. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. First, fuck this cube. Next, we're gonna add a circle. Fill that. Oh, wait, no, hang on. We would need... Hang on. Add mesh. Cylinder. Maybe a cone? Actually, yeah, I think a cone would be best suited for it. Okay, we should have a tool here still that lets us transform options workspace. Oh man, come on. Hang on. Oh wait, maybe it's in edit mode. Cool. Man, I had it. This happens every single time Blender updates. I think that I need to like go back and recheck my hang on. Settings. Where's like... Hang on, maybe I need to be back in object mode first. There's like this thing that lets me split it. And custom properties, nope. Help, add-on, add-on, add-on. Like there's this add-on that lets you like split something automatically. Defaults, clean up external data, recover, save as, nope. Preferences, here we go. Finally. All right, let's see, add-ons, here we go. All right, we're gonna want loop tools and we're gonna want split, mirror, auto mirror, here we go. Yeah, there we go. We need to go to edit mode. Auto mirror, here we go. Perfect, all right, there we go. All right, now we're gonna delete this for to see here. So that we can extrude this one upward and make a sort of cylindrical shape. Which in retrospect is actually also a, it's also a thing that we can actually add as a mesh. I did forget that. Where'd you go? All right. Heavens help me. I've totally forgotten Blender. All right, again. We had like an X-ray thing here, didn't we? Yeah, there we go. All right, so hang on. Didn't I have like a... I swear I had loop tools on. Hang on. References, loop tools. Tools, edit, or maybe it's in like interface. Input, here we go. Touchpad. I think I wanted to disable multi-touch gestures, or I wanted to enable them. Emulate 3-button mouse. Yeah, there we go. All right. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to. That's weird. Why isn't it letting me? Hang on. What did I just do? Okay. Wait, maybe remove boundary. What? Oh, wait, maybe I don't want to do it on here. I want to do it here. And do it to the boundary. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just do that to both of these at once. Let me crack open the design document for the grenades while I'm at it. Come on, I had a bunch of grenades here somewhere. There they are. Okay. So here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna need another inset after this one. And even one more after that for the kind of like inside red blip. For this part here, if I can select it, we are going to extrude this inward. Or, okay, maybe we can just do one side at a time. Okay. Hey, not that much. Just like a little divot. Extrude this one inward a little bit as well. Extrude this one outward. Ditto here. Okay, then we are going to extrude out this one here. That looks a little off. Hang on. That's more like it. Or actually, what we should really, really try to do is to... Hold on, my brain is working. Right, we're going to inset this to give it like a thingy-mabobber here. The little like fuse thing. And we're going to do that again. Going with that. We can probably keep going a little bit further than that. Okay. Rotate this one. 45 grados, por favor. Oh my god, this is either gonna look perfect or it's gonna look like completely fucked. Alright, let me Control R this thing to bisect it. And then that way I can not do that thing that I just did. I don't know what I did just now. Okay, what we're gonna do right here. Just inset with the border. Hang on, how do I like... I need to like minimize this part here. Okay, so then we're gonna move this just over here. Then extrude this one here so that this also connects. Then I am going to remove this face right here. And also this one right here. And with that, I think... Oh wait, no, we need still like a couple of more, an additional couple of divots. All right, we need the... What did I just do? You know what? That doesn't matter. Okay, and set this with the border on, please and thank you very much. Is that like crooked? There we go. Actually, come to think of it, this part over here looks a little busted too. GY. GY. That... I feel like GY, like repeating GY so much is gonna make me sound like the child, like. Have you guys ever? Do you guys remember back when like edutainment was like pretty big? That felt weird to say. I do feel like edutainment has somewhat like slowed down in recent years as a thing. Anyway, like in the era of like Bill Nye and everything, they used to have like some kid randomly like ask a really like a relatively like obvious question like, "Gee, I wonder why the sky is blue." Like I feel like I sound like one of those when I speak this way. Oops. Let me get these guys a little bit more like this. And while I'm at it, Let me grab these guys. Then we're gonna go in from this angle here. Squeeze them down like this. I want them to be a little bit thicker than that. Yeah, okay, that works for me. Okay, now real quick, we're gonna need to head to CSP right back to make a texture for this thing. Now, God willing, I remember how to do textures. Please, God, let me remember how to do textures. Okay, retire Blender for now. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need a, let's say, just for shits and gigs, 500 by 500. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have, tent. All right, we're gonna have this color here as our base. Actually, I have an idea that's gonna be really funny if it works. All right. So those of you who may remember a few streams ago, I do actually have a couple of gradients. Hang on. I think you needed to go like this one. You need to like you need to open up the wrench here, and you could actually like, hang on, copy value. Here we go. Gradients in Clip Studio Paint are kind of annoying, but here we go. Titanium. Let's say titanium. Right? We're going to copy and paste that and also move it over here. It's so cool how this looks like an actual curve, right? Let's do the inside of it like a glossier color. Like, for example, this one here, brass. Then we also need a color for the wood. Let's take this one here. And we can add the shadow tone to it. Let me shrink that down by 1 pixel. Oh, wait, no, that's probably because of the tolerance, huh? No, it just does it. Hang on. Why is it like that? Whatever. Let me grab the rest of this. And what? Okay. Move it down here. There we go. No, wait, that's... Why did it rotate? Why did you rotate? Buddy. Okay, whatever. There we go. Now, little by little, we're going to chop bits off because we don't need all of it. So this is going to be like the darker... I kind of want to make it more ashy looking. There we go, like that. This one here. Just gonna add like the pattern here. I think this is gonna work. I'm like, odds are fairly good that this is gonna work. Okay, and then the inside of it is just more metal. Perfect, okay. So let's head back into Blender for a little bit. Because I see now that I've forgotten a couple of critical things. And first, let me extend the fuse down here just a tiny bit. Okay, then we're good. This is going to wait once we've applied the mirror effect. But why am I inverted? But what we also need is a few divots for like the little turtle shell parts here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab, let's say these guys here. Plus also, not that guy. These guys up here. So let's just do an inset of those and extrude those outwards along the normals. I think that was a thing that you could do. Alt-E? Extrude faces along normals. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. So that's what that does. That just lets us make the little divots that we want. I'll grab these two up here just so I can do this. Yeah, we're doing some stuff in Blender. Oh wait, now I remember. I can just take Z out of the equation like this. All right. Why can't I select the inside of... Can I no longer select the inside of these? Oh, wait, no, that's in face mode. Also, hi, Adam. Alt E, extrude faces along normals. Select these two, move them out here. All right, am I missing anything from this assign? Just a pin, I think, at this point. You could make a tiny little divot in here in the middle. Okay. Extrude that inward so that there is hole. Okay, then what we need to do is we need to go back to Clip Studio Paint real quick. We just need like a tiny little bit of dark, so we can just probably grab whatever's up here. Remove these little bits here. Just make like some dark point right here. Make it dark blue. Okay. Now, critically, I did forget to apply some color to this second band of metal. So we're going to need to do that real quick. Yeah, so for example, this one, I wanted to apply the color of the metal here. Okay, paint this on top, and then I guess it'll be color, right? For the blending mode. We can just shop around a little. This one feels good because it feels kind of dull. What is that, exclusion? I'll have to keep that one in mind. Okay, we'll use exclusion. Okay, then for this one, what I need to do is I actually need to apply a red coat of paint to it. Preferably this one here. Okay, how's that one look with color? Not quite what I had in mind. Es Alemania. This is closer to it. Hard light, huh? Alright, we'll go with hard light for the time being. Okay. This is going to be the grenade texture. I'm going to add a sci-fi grenade texture to it, into the name, because I feel like if I don't specify, people are going to ask questions if they ever search my computer. That reminds me of a story. As a joke, one time I named a file on my USB stick. I had a thumb drive, right? Not when I was in high school. And for shits and gigs, I named one of the, I named it, I named like a folder on it, Baby's First Tax Fraud Scheme. And that was great. It gave me a quick chuckle every single time I opened it until I borrowed it and forgot that was on there. And when they gave it back to me, they were like, all right, man, listen, I'm not going to say anything, but you have got to name your files better. All right, that aside. Okay, here we go. Add new texture. Add input image or something. I don't. Texture? Image texture, right. Okay, so we just need to open up. Sort by date modified. Here we go. Now, this looks a little bit like some kind of Pokemon, doesn't it? Like, this reminds me of like the one from Gen 5, the one that looks like a tiny pig. Embor. Hang on. I realized just now that you guys can't see my Blender screen. Embor, yeah, here we go. It also reminds me a little bit of that one pepper that looks like it's screaming. If you've ever seen that. Anyway, object mode. Okay, right. Next is establishing textures. So, mark seam. There we go. That's going to be the next part, is marking seams. Okay, then that's going to go like this. Hold on, something about this isn't right. Oh, I see how it is. I just got to be a little bit more careful about where I click. Okay, we're going to mark seam there too. Actually, I should probably mark the seam around this whole little section here. You know, the little divots. Okay, mark seam here. Mark a seam there. Mark a seam here. And then finally, we need to just mark a seam around this area. Okay, then what else would be good? Actually, a seam around here might not be a bad idea either, just so we can have some shadow on the inside of the thing here. Actually, no, I'll just leave that be. All right, so now we gotta go to UV editing. And this is where the fun begins. Right after I make one last little seam. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna wanna be able to see our textures this time. So we're just gonna grab these faces here. Hang on. It was like L or something. Yeah, there we go. So I kind of want to bring these guys up around here. S on the y-axis. Hang on. That'll do for now. It's a little bit smaller though. Okay, so we need to also select this one here. That one's going to go along this way. Hang on. Up. Hang on. Where did it go? There we go. Hold on. Now I think I'm remembering some tricks that I picked up when I was making the device. Okay. It is fun how eventually these just become like Quake 1 textures. We're beating Doom with this one. Alright. This one added over here. No. We gotta go like this. Yeah. I mean, that is like an aesthetic now, right? Like Doom cute, if I recall correctly. Also, I am not... Hang on. I think I had it right the first time. Okay, scale this down. More treatment for this one. Just kind of do this and scale that up. Gotta make sure that this thing is like nice and 90 degrees-ish. Okay. Oh no, this part's symmetrical. I forgot about that part. All right, we'll deal with that once we apply the mirror modifier. In the meantime, we've got a couple of other things we can get cracking on. Okay, these two here, these two here, these two here. Not these two. Or this one. Okay, we bring this one over here. Stretch it outward like this. Okay, not bad. And just this part would be next, I think. Hang on, resize, scale. How much do I have to like increase the scale of this one? Because like we're already at like 200%, and it's not making much of a difference. Wait, look, it's slowly growing. It's like an actual speck now. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, this is how dudes who hung out near the water back in like caveman times must have felt during the Precambrian explosion, or during the Cambrian explosion. Actually, now that I said that, I don't think guys hung out, or I don't think people, at least not humans as we know them, hung out near water back in those days. We were a little busy not existing, I believe. You know how it is. Man. Okay. Yeah, you know how it is with evolution. You know, you evolve with like a hooked beak because like that better adapts to like the twisted plants and trees and vines within your habitat, and then you like meet up with your buddy Carl, who you haven't seen in years, and suddenly he's got a long beak because apparently he needs to like dig deeper within the earth for the rich grubs and soil and nutrients that lie within it. And suddenly you can't go agree on the same place to get lunch at anymore. It's a whole fucking thing. That and some old British pervert came to your island and just like stole a fucking turtle, which was not cool, by the way. Speaking of things that are not cool, I need to figure out where this red is gonna go. I think that's pretty good. All right, what we're gonna do real quick is we're just gonna go ahead and apply the mirror modifier. So that way, once we go into this tab, we can just kind of like merge these two together, hopefully. Hang on, we can just delete this. Delete the faces, and then right here we're gonna need to select the full ring around the rosy loop. Like it is here. Can't see shit. Okay, no, it is there. All right, we are going to fill that. Dissolve edge. That probably would have been the better move. Rather than filling it, it would have been to just dissolve the edge. But the good news is it's now with that in the UV editing menu. Why is it missing some? That should be a full circle we're working with here. Hang on. We'll go back to when we still had two faces here. Okay. Let's try that again. Dissolve faces. Or edges. Wait, no. I just need to select this line here. Dissolve edges. There we go. And now this should let me... That's a hole. Okay. Not precisely what I wanted. Okay, maybe now? No, okay, what is the problem here? Oh, I see. It's like doubled in on itself. Hang on. I think I have an idea of how to do this. Can you believe this dumbass forgot how to unwrap everything? Oh my god, I forgot to unwrap. Oh, one of the classical follies. Dude. He forgot to unwrap. Alright, maybe we don't need to unwrap everything. We just need to unwrap the circle here. There we go. That's not too bad. Hang on. What's going on? What's going on with this area, though? Okay, we'll use that color. Unwrap this one. Actually, I kind of want to unwrap a couple more of these real quick. Hmm. All right, well, I think that's pretty good for like the UV unwrap. Let's go and check out the fruits of our labors. You know what? That's pretty good. I'm gonna save it there and call it grenade, sci-fi grenade. Save that Blender file and export this to. Hang on. One last thing. One last little tiny thing. We gotta make the fuse. So we're just gonna make like a tiny little inset here. And even smaller than that. Bring that outward a little more. And then this is gonna be such a goofy circle. Mainly because it won't be a circle at all. Can't bring that all the way. Oh, right, I need to do this with both sides of the faces. Okay. Inset that and extrude that all the way through. Guys, fellas, can we cooperate? Oh, wait, no, we need to inset. Wait, no. Is it extrude? Extrude. Extrude regional, flip normals. Flip normals? Is that what I gotta do? No. Okay. Hold on, maybe Alt E? Extrude faces along normals. Extrude individual face? No, wait, that's still not what I want. Hang on. Delete faces. Also still not what I want. Wait, no, I remember now. I think I just need to inset these again and then do the same. Scale these inward. That really doesn't feel like it's helping. Hold on. Poke faces? No, that's not right. The on our face? Nope. Separate? No, that's also not what we want. It's one of these buttons here on the right. Or on the left, I mean. Shear? Is that what I don't think that's what I want. I don't... Okay, I'm scared. Oh, God. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna delete these faces. And instead we're gonna just kind of freeball it on this side. Now, if I can just kind of figure... Oh, wait, no, here we go. This is going to be much easier. All right, fill that one. Grab these two, fill that one. Grab these two. Fill that one. And then grab these two and fill that one. Okay, how's that looking? Hey, that's not too bad. I think that's the right color. All right, by process of elimination, I'm going to figure out which part these guys occupy. I'm getting a good feeling about the... Oh, wait, I think it might be these two up here. Let me keep trying. All right, I'm not sure what that did, but I think it worked. No, never mind. Wait, no, what's happening over here? Did I never fix this part? Hang on, let me unravel this sucker. It's kind of funny that I'm fighting for my fucking life out here, and this is literally just a computer program. I'd never think that my caveman ancestors are like clowning on me, but there are days where I feel like, yeah, no, they're definitely having a little bit of a giggle at least. I hope they are. Grug think Blender very difficult. Grug look up tutorial, but only boring guy who talk about donut. Grug not even know what donut is. seriously though. Okay, put that there. Do we have anything else that we need to fix? Oh, I see. Hang on. This bottom side is committing mutiny. Hang on. Can we just like unwrap these again? Just so I have like a second chance at this. All right, so let's spin that around like that and then scale that Y words. Okay, that's a little better. And anything else that we need to worry about? Wait, hang on. I feel like I remember doing something with the. Hang on. I remember that there was like a way to make it so that this looked circular, but I don't remember what it was. Like this, and then just kind of this. No, not quite. Hang on. I guess I would also need to flip it upside down. But that basically does the same thing. So maybe I need to like flip it now. I remember it had something to do with these things. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, this is how I did it. You basically need to make like a proper circle. Right. Hang on. Let me try something now that I've pieced this together. And how do I make sure that I only grab what I want? It's grabbing way too much. I don't know why it's doing that. Whatever. You know what? I'll work with it. Give me a minute. All right, so here's the plan. We're gonna grab these parts here. Gonna move them basically eastwards like this. Ditto this part here. Gonna move these guys up a little bit ways here. You know what? We tried. We tried, and that's honestly what's the most important. Okay. Gonna expand these ones outward a little bit. But yeah, no, texture stuff is one of those things that I don't think I'll ever be able to fully wrap my head around. I feel it's like tea making or like cultivating bonsai trees, you know? It's like once you've understood the basics of it, you've only really scratched the surface. I don't know. I get something of a twisted kick out of doing things wrong enough that like anybody competent enough to like anybody with like a passing degree of competence in whatever I'm doing is like horrified by my actions. Like there's no there's no funnier thing to me than somebody like seeing my workflow and being like, "Oh, that's how you do it," or like, "That's how you do it." Like I need them sickened by my not like I don't want to be incompetent. I just want to be competent in a way that it scares people. You know, like I want it to be like I want to be like some kind of like one of those like extremophile fish that live at the bottom of the ocean, so that when anybody like tries to get a gander at like my workflow, they're like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like that's what I want. Maybe if I kind of just widen this out a little bit. No, this isn't working. Oh, that's really bad. Having no idea why you're doing it like that, and yet you're undeniably doing it. Exactly. You understand the ethos. You see the vision. Hmm. Wait, hang on. How do I? Hang on. I need to figure out a way to like move the center of it. How do I do that? Actually, this looks good. Also, fucking we ball. Yeah, all right, that looks pretty clean. I'm happy with that. All right, let's export this to FBX and send that into the what do you call like the 3D modeler thing that Clip Studio has. But yeah, no, I do think that like learning how to do 3D stuff in Blender has made me undeniably more powerful in terms of just like my basic capabilities with drawing things. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna need to like put all these primitives together. It's gonna be such a pain in the ass. But now I can just like, nah, grenade. Whoa, discus grenade be upon ye. All right, we need to launch a 3D modeler thing. Create a 3D object. That should show up pretty soon, I think. There we go. Okay. Got the 3D modeler arm, appendage, I want to call it, of Clip Studio. No, why are the normals backwards? Bro, why are you doing that? All right. Perhaps I go back into Blender for a quick moment. All right, let's open this up. Okay, so you look fine like this. So why is it that when I export you, you're fucked up? Is it because of all that bullshit I did with the normals? Or like with the textures? It might be because of all the bullshit I did with the textures, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe if I re-export it, it'll be okay. Hang on. Scale, apply unit, apply transform? Bake space transform to the object data. No, that doesn't sound right. Bake animation, armature, geometry? Apply modifiers. Maybe if we don't apply modifiers, that'll be what does it. See upward, Y up, apply transform, use space transform, apply global space. I don't know what that means. Hang on. Include path mode, batch mode, operator presets. All right, let's see if we can do that. God willing, this fixes it. All right. Come on. Fuck. Maybe it's like a texture thing. Hang on. Cone. Default material. Set display date. Hang on. Why export texture weird FBX Blender. A little bit of lightning quick troubleshooting. Okay, this looks exactly like my problem when having multiple UV maps on your objects because some software just uses the first UV map. Figure this out. No, okay, they didn't answer this person's question, so that's not good. Let's keep looking around. Why are there no materials? Textures, weird texture wall export. Okay, that one. Okay, no, that's not right. Maybe they're onto something though. Maybe, hang on, let me go back to the Blender. Maybe there is something, maybe there are two UV maps. Shading 0.101. Ah, so there were. Hang on, how do I delete all of this? Okay. I deleted the other everything that was in the other material, so hopefully this time it'll export correctly. Okay. Let's get rid of this thing. How do I trash this? There we go. Okay. Please. Ah, you dick. All right, maybe it's not exporting right because it's got like the same name. Let me get rid of that. Maybe it's like not letting it export correctly because of that. Nope. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, there's got to be something I can do. Packing everything in blend file. Oh, diffuse BSDF. Huh. Wait, hang on. Tool, render. No, EV is correct. Reset the default value. It's not in the edit mode. It might. I don't think it's with clip. I feel like it's probably not with clip. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, looking at the materials again. Maybe in the shading thing. Slot 1. What's this? Fake user. New material. No, that's probably not it. What's this? Displacement? EV. Hmm. Single image, sRGB, straight, vector alpha, color. No, that's everything looks normal here. Maybe if I close Blender, then open it back up. Maybe if I close everything just real quick. Burn it all to the ground. No, I'm fooling. Okay, let me reopen Blender. Very calmly and rationally approach the grenade. That sounds ridiculous. Okay. Export .fbx. Restore operator defaults. Okay. Hopefully with this, we are cool. Create 3D objects. All right, let me tap Blender back out so you can see what I'm working on with the... Maybe it is something with Clip Studio, because maybe... Default material. Hang on. No, the material information there looks about right. Opacity, luminosity. Why is it displaying like that? FBX is hollow. Export. Blender. No materials or textures, maybe? I don't see it here. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to call it for tonight. I'll try to figure this out on my own. Worst comes to worst, I can just remake the grenade. I did it in like an hour and a half. It's not the best, but hey, that's life sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna peace out. I'll see you all on Thursday for some more comic work, and I will be back. Later. Bye.